In this example, we'll collect waivers from each participant during registration or purchase. We'll create club waivers, use waivers managed by our curling association, see what the account holder sees, and finish by reviewing the exact response that was saved. We'll open waivers under Participants. The club can create its own waivers here. Association waivers follow templates supplied by a membership association, while each member club decides whether to enable them. The list shows which waivers are required and their inclusive age range. The actions open version history and response reports, while club-created waivers also include a delete action. New waiver offers a blank form and any customizable templates supplied by your membership associations. We'll start with a blank photo and media release. Later, we'll open Participant Agreement to see how starting with an association-provided waiver can save setup time. A clear name helps account holders and staff recognize the waiver. We'll leave this setting checked so every applicable participant can see this release. Both age fields stay blank because the release applies at every age. Selecting Body opens the Markdown editor with toolbar buttons for headings, lists, links, bold text, and italic text. Then we'll select Apply to return the completed waiver text to the form. This release is optional, so we'll uncheck Required. The acceptance text field disappears because optional waivers use yes and no and do not block registration. If we wanted the account holder to type the acceptance text shown, we'd check Required. Once the waiver text and rules are right, we'll select Save. Next, we'll create another waiver from a template. We'll select an association-provided waiver to start with useful defaults, then change any field as needed. For the competitive program code of conduct, we'll limit it to selected products. We'll also set a maximum age of 17. Minimum and maximum ages are inclusive. A product-specific waiver is assigned from product information. Here we'll attach the code of conduct to the under 18 competitive league, which keeps it out of unrelated registrations. These waivers are available only on products that require a participant. Curling Association also provides separate managed waivers for adults and youth. Managed waivers are always required for the whole club and collected for each participant once per season. The association controls their waiver text and inclusive age range. When an association adds a new managed template, it appears disabled for existing clubs. Its description explains the intended use. We'll select Enable to create the managed waiver and begin collecting it. The managed waiver view shows its name, inclusive age range, and complete waiver text. The button in the upper right lets us enable or disable it. You can disable a managed waiver when you no longer want to collect it. Curling.io asks for confirmation because this stops collecting responses to the association managed waiver. Disabling it does not make a separate club copy. On the public side, Curling.io checks the product and the participant's age before presenting each waiver. This account manages an adult and a youth participant, so each one receives the managed waiver that matches their age. A required waiver shows the complete waiver text and asks the account holder to type its acceptance text before continuing. The response belongs to the participant whose waiver is being completed. A legal guardian can complete it for a participant they represent. An optional waiver shows the same waiver text with yes and no choices. Selecting no rejects the waiver without blocking registration. In either case, the participant is not asked to answer that waiver again during the same season. When you change a club waiver's text, acceptance text, required setting, scope, or age range, saving creates a new current version. Earlier responses stay connected to the version originally shown to the account holder. Version history keeps the current waiver and every earlier version. Comparing an earlier version shows what would be removed in red and added in green. We'll select Apply these changes to restore that earlier content as a new current version. The existing history remains intact. Managed waiver history comes from the association template. We can compare earlier wording and age rules, but the comparison is locked. When the association publishes a new version, the managed waiver updates automatically without asking someone who already responded this season to answer again. The response report action opens waiver responses. Each row shows who responded, the waiver and version they saw, whether it came from your club or a managed association template, the result, participant age, and response time. We'll use the waiver, version, and status filters to narrow the results. We can also search for an account holder by name or login email address. Download exports the current filtered results as a CSV file. We'll use the response report action beside a specific waiver version, then open the same report with that waiver and version already selected. Opening a response shows the waiver name and version, who accepted or rejected it and when, the participant and age at that time, and a guardian relationship when one applies. Below that is the complete waiver text saved with the response. Later edits to the waiver or association template cannot change the snapshot. Waivers work best when each one has a clear audience and purpose. Each saved response connects the account holder, participant, version, and exact waiver text whenever you need to review it.